What's up, everybody? Thank you for waiting for us, for those that are watching live, and welcome to what will hopefully be a brand new weekly series on this channel called Showdown, where I'm going to take on another member of the FPL community to pick the best team for that week. And today I'm joined by Tom from Who Got the Assist. How's it going, Tom?
Hi, mate. Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. Very rainy day in London today. British summertime is definitely upon us if we're being pissed upon by the rain in August. So, yeah, not too bad other than that. How you doing?
Yeah, all good. I mean, I live in Galway, as a lot of people who watch the stream already know, and it just rains every day here, so it's kind of getting used to that. But yeah, thanks for bearing with me. I know you've been waiting nearly 40 minutes now for me to get ready, so appreciate that. Things went kind of wrong here, but we're all good. So just quickly introduce you. So you guys doing Who Got the Assist? So most of you who are behind it have been playing FPL for quite a while, but Who Got the Assist is pretty new, right?
Yeah. It's actually quite weird to be on the stream with you. I mean, I remember like 4 months ago, I was watching you on the Scoutcast and hadn't started Who Got the Assist. I mean, me and my friend Nick, or Mathematics, we talk about FPL a lot, on FFS a lot. I'm individual on there, in case you haven't put it together. And we had this idea just to kind of have a little blog and just have a little pod just to share our feelings and our thoughts about FPL. And just generally, of course. We decided to make Who Got the Assist, made the website, started a pod, and easing into the Twitter sphere, easing into kind of.
I wouldn't say easing into it.
Yeah.
You guys have gone like full blown, like articles all over the place, tweets all over the place. I think it's pretty.
Yeah.
For anyone that wants to check you out, the Twitter account is in the description of this video. I highly recommend it. I think for such a new account, your stuff's really good. And graphics wise, as you've seen, I'm not really a man who creates good graphics, but I'm loving the ones that you guys have been doing on Twitter. They're really good.
Credit to Matt Brewer, who's our designer there as well on that. The other guy is Ed, who's a Procoptus on Fantasy Football Scout as well. He's a part of the team, and obviously Nick, I've discussed.
Nice, cool. Right, we'll get into it then, because I think people have been waiting long enough, as have we. So the general idea is that, like I said, I'll face off or showdown against someone in the FPL community to pick the best team for that particular game week. Now, obviously, if we just both picked a team, we probably have very similar players. So we have put together some rules. Because of the tech issues, I can't put them on the screen, but I'm going to just quickly read them out, and they're also in the description of the video. But essentially, we have to pick 11 different players. So kind of draft style. If Tom picks Kane, I can't have Kane. If I pick Lukaku, he can't have Lukaku, etc., etc. We've got to fit an FPL formation. So yeah, 3-5-2, 3-4-3 is fine, but we can't go for 5 attackers, 5 midfielders, etc. 2 of the attackers have got to be 7.5 million or under. 1 defender has to be 5 million or under. We can only have 2 players from any one side. So once you've got Aguero and Jesus, there's no more Man City players for you. The challenger will always go first, and the points will be based on FPL scoring, so nothing for tackles, etc. And probably the biggest one, which I think from doing a bit of research is probably going to be the toughest one, is the captain. We're going to have a captain choice every week, and that player has to be owned by 10% or less of the entire player base. So I know Tom's been doing some research. I'm actually pretty worried, to be honest, because he's been talking decision trees and all sorts.
Yeah.
I'm not even sure I know what a decision tree is, to be honest.
We like a good, if Andy chooses this, then that. If this, then that. Me, Nick, Ed, and Matt had a proper kind of brainstorm about it, and I think we're pretty confident that we've got a good team together. But the captain choice thing, particularly, I mean, we had obviously had Kun Aguero penciled in, and we figured you probably would as well. But we saw on a Messi team last night, anti-Messi team, last night as well, which we're running a little team with players under 10% ownership, but he's now graduated from it. It's definitely made the captaincy really, really confusing this week for sure, to get a guy who's under 10% and hoping to beat your selection.
Well, we'll get down to it. I'm gonna screen share now, and hopefully, 2 seconds. Oh, I could have put the rules up. I just realized worked out how to do it. Anyway, I'm just going to share my screen. You should be able to see 2 teams now. So my team is going to be the one on the left, and Tom's is going to be the one on the right. So as we go through, we'll just start picking players, and then we'll choose our captain at the end. Is that cool?
Yep.
All good. Right. So you get first pick as the challenger.
Okay. Well, it's going to come as no surprise that my first pick is Romelu Lukaku. Obviously, against West Ham, he loves playing West Ham. I know that I think it was game week 34 last time he didn't score against West Ham, but he's got 9 goals against them in his Premier League career. And it's one of those fixtures, you know, like if it's a player's birthday or if it's a player having a baby, it's exactly the same. I always look out for Lukaku versus West Ham. For my own personal team, I think he was my captain this week. Obviously, he's so highly owned that. You can't go by him, can't see past him. He's definitely my first pick. I think he'll introduce himself to the Old Trafford faithful, with aplomb this weekend.
Well, I have fingers crossed. He's my captain in FPL. So yeah, fair enough. I'm gonna have to. I actually made some notes which I can't switch to the other without showing them on the screen. So I just gotta move them now. Nothing interesting. So I just find the next pick quite tough. I'm gonna. This is where I think tactics come into it, because there's a player I want to pick I don't want you to have.
Yeah.
But then I'll just lose the other player. So do I just? I'm gonna take Jesus first off. I think.
Very interesting. Okay.
Yeah. How's that for your decision tree?
Fine, actually. I was worried about something else. Okay, good. Yeah, I mean, here's this. I think it was like 7 points per game or something last season, like for the few games that he was in. Absolutely diabolical, I think. I think the man who's going to be setting them up is going to be Kevin De Bruyne, who's our WAG pick this week as well. So my girlfriend and Nick's wife are going to have a pick every week just because we annoy them every week by saying, oh, should we captain, Aguero, or should we captain Lukaku? Yeah. And they're going to roll their eyes and go, oh, Lukaku, why not? So we're actually going to factor that in this year and have Nick, me, and the WAG pick and then see who comes out on top. Yeah, De Bruyne, I think, he's just the common denominator, hopefully, between any Kun Aguero goals and any Jesus goals. This kind of opening to the season. I can kind of pivot from De Bruyne to Kun or Jesus if it does go wrong and it turns out that one of them's just on fire. But yeah, De Bruyne, amazing in terms of creativity. Hopefully, I think he hit the woodwork more than any other player last season. So they're bound to fly in eventually. But I think game week 1, I think against Brighton, it's going to be sorry, John T. Sorry, as I think it's going to be a decimation.
Yeah, no, I think I agree with you. And I actually saw a team just before I came on Twitter which had 3 Man City attackers, which I've not seen from many people. But do you know what? I looked at it and thought, actually, do you know what? That's probably okay, to be honest, at least for the first few game weeks. So yeah, De Bruyne is good. So yeah, I don't know, away fixtures to start off. All this talk about Spurs just not going to be the same Spurs as last year. And most of that is obviously from Wembley. But yeah, I think I'm just gonna kit out my forward straight away and take Harry Kane.
Yep.
I think he's straight in my FPL team this year. Oh shit, I've given them to you. So yeah, I'm taking Kane as my next pick. I want to get my forwards done.
Yeah, I think Kane. I've seen lots of Kane-less teams, and it reminds you, back in the day when there were Aguero-less teams. But then it's just one of those, isn't it? Where I think it was 28 goals in 30 games last season, something ridiculous like that. I mean, if he kept going, it would have got north of like 250 points. I think Drogba in his prime was 280. Like that guy is, if he does have a full season, is fully rested. Like he's not on holiday. The last two summers he was been playing football. This summer he's been on holiday, got engaged. And
exactly, yeah.
We're backing him this year. I don't think we can go against it. I think me and Nick both own him, and Nick's captaining him, I think. But yeah, I don't blame you for that.
Cool. Over to you then. I think, like you said, I don't think anyone can really sniff at Kane, to be honest.
So I guess it's Kun Aguero for me. I'm going to double down the Man City attack. 20 goals per season. He's averaged out every season in the Premier League. Owned by less than 10% for quite a while. I think it obviously is picking up now as more managers are coming in and people are kind of coming back to the game or tinkering or whatever. But I mean, 11.5. That's the best goal scorer in the Premier League, one of the best goal scorers in Premier League history. 11.5 is still pretty damn good, and I'm backing him game week 1 to hurt some people.
Yeah, I think he's looking like you say, like a differential right now. I've not seen him in many teams. I think for someone that had a bad season and still scored 20 goals last year, it's it's not a bad effort, really.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. I mean, Guardiola didn't he like when he got loads of assists but didn't actually score, that it was the best game he'd ever seen Aguero play. So that might be an indication of why people are shying away with he's just looking the main threat. But you know, it's looking like from pre-season he's going to play the two of them together.
Yeah, looking good, I think. Okay. I'm already struggling. This is really bad. 2 picks in, and I'm already like, I think I'm just getting confused about who I'm supposed to pick next.
So I look behind me for a bit.
Sorry?
So I look behind me for a bit, and you can look at your notes.
Yeah, no, don't worry. I've got my notes. Got my notes separate now, so that's all good.
Okay.
I'm just starting to think I didn't make very good notes. So I think I'm gonna go for a different team this time. I think, although it's an away game to start, I think Liverpool midfielders are something I want to get on. Yeah. So which one do I pick first? That's the question. I'm gonna go for the one that will probably be on my FPL team and pick Salah from the off. Yep. Don't think there's been any. I've put him in your team again. Don't think there's been any news about him today, like missing the game or anything. He's fully fit, decent pre-season. Obviously, price doesn't matter in this necessarily, but apart from for the kind of small rules we got. So yeah, Salah for me. I think he's going to do the business and hopefully do it from the off.
Okay, yeah, I've got Salah in my team as well. Or Salah. I still don't know how to say it. Is it Salah or Salah?
I've always said Salah, and no one's corrected me, so I kind of just went with it.
I say Salah, and I've got like a giggle so far. But anyway, yeah, like he was the first big signing, really, wasn't the transfer window in some ways, and he was like, I think it's like 15 goals, 11 assists. I think it is. God, if you're writing a blog, you remember some of the useless facts. 15 goals, 11 assists for Roma. I mean, that guy, and he looked to have got a good kind of relationship with Coutinho in pre-season, which is a bit of a shame that Coutinho looks like he's on the way out. But yeah, I think he's going to be one of those players to make a real difference for Liverpool. You know, adds that extra dimension, gives them width on the other side that Mane's not on, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And a bit more creative, I think, than Mane. Like, Mane's all about the shots, all about the goals. But Salah, 11 assists last season. I think he's kind of averaged, got double figures for assists in a couple of seasons. And yeah, a good option, I think. Good all-rounder.
Agreed. Yeah, I can't really say much more than that, to be
honest. So I am going to sorry, Ed. I'm going to go for Zaha as our 4th pick.
Oh, good pick. I'm
taking the 7.0. Yeah. He's got the best points per game of any of them in the 7.0 kind of bracket. And we did a little windfall in it not very long ago. 4.26 points per game. That's compared to Fabregas. I think it was 4.17, and then Willian was down with 3 something or other. So he's like nailed on for a start. And against Huddersfield at home, you know, there's going to be probably early returns there. So he's really good for a 1-week pick. Probably not going to be in my actual team, but he's good for a 1-week pick here. So we've gone for him.
Yeah, no, I fully agree. I think, like you say, Huddersfield's a really good fixture staff. He might actually be in my team as well. Yeah, I'm a bit gutted about that one because I think for the kind of 2 attackers at 7.5 and less, he was probably top of my picks. So I think I'm going to get in one of the 7.5s now for another reason that he also fits in with the under 10% captain. I think as a 4th pick, this is not going to go down well with people watching. I'm going to take Gabbiadini.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I know. I bet you weren't expecting that. Decent opening fixture. He fits the. He's only owned. Oh, sure, I'm giving him to you again. Let me have a quick look here. Yeah, I think he's owned 5.9%. So he fits in with that. He's only 7 million, so he fits in with the attackers as well. I don't know if I'm definitely going to pick him as my captain choice, but I'm getting him in there as an option. I've got someone else in mind as well. So yeah, Gabbiadini's mine. You can't have him.
I think there are a lot of people who are like so upset after Gameweek 37 last year with Gabbiadini. They're just overlooking him completely. I mean, a few people on Twitter have said that he was injured before, and he's coming back from the injury now, and he didn't really come back properly the previous time. Was rushed back into action because obviously Austin was out as well. So who knows? It's a new dawn, it's a new season. Maybe it's time to reconsider Manolo about Gabbiadini. I don't know. He might make it into my team as a 7.0, to be honest, because I'm still kind of unsure about who I'm having there.
Yeah, no, I'm really struggling for third striker picks. I don't know. I like targeting fixtures, and they don't get any better than Southampton's really. So, and I didn't have him like in the double game, which you said. So, from that point of view, I've not been burned, so I'm kind of happier to go with him. So yeah, he's my pick. He may even be my captain. Yeah.
Okay, great. I'm Marcus Alonso, number 5.
Nice.
There's no just in terms of the Community Shields, because I can't stop calling it the Charity Shields. I've kind of made some weird portmanteau about it. Like Alonso was so much far forward than the likes of Fabregas in the middle. And obviously last season 6 goals, 6 assists. I think the second wasn't he 177. I can see. I mean 7.0. I was surprised. I think it's like 15% people have owned him. So there's still quite a lot of people who are like purposely fitting him into your team. It's like Baines a few years ago, isn't it?
Yeah, I think I expect a lot of it as well is, I hate to use this word, but a lot, we'll say casuals, everyone knows what we mean. I expect a lot of them see, he scored the most last year to get him in, but I don't think it's just that though. I think, everyone's saying he's better than a 7 million midfielder. And I think probably over the course of the season, if he plays every game like he did, or, if he plays consistently like he did last year, then yeah, they're probably right. I just don't know from week to week if I want him in my team really.
Yeah,
that might change, but I don't think from the off for my actual FPL team, I don't think he's going to be in there. Not from the start.
But against Burnley, I mean, they won 3-0. I think it was Gameweek 3 last year. So he's definitely one to have for that game. I mean, I'm anticipating a clean sheet and hopefully some sort of assist or maybe a goal or maybe even a brace. Who knows? To punish everybody like me who's not considering him. But yeah, hopefully it'll be a good pick again in this particular matchup.
Oh, for sure, yeah. With Burnley at home, he's a great pick. I think I'm going to stick with attackers for now. So I need another one under 7.5. That's gonna hurt, I think. So I'm looking at Spurs midfielder or a Liverpool one. I think I'm going to double up on their attack. I'm just going to go with Liverpool. I think. Okay. I know Watford, Marco Silva. No, sorry, yeah, Marco Silva's there, isn't he?
Signed with Carlison yesterday. On Andre Gray, someone who's like past Twitter exploits of trouble. So hopefully no one finds all the dodgy tweets that you and I both sent in the past at some point in the future.
Actually, it's funny you should say. I actually for a role basically once I decided that I had to go back through and delete a load of dodgy tweets. Well, they weren't dodgy, but I just wanted to make sure I couldn't get caught out with anything. I ended up deleting 40,000 tweets just to make sure there was nothing there. So I think I'm clean now.
Just get rid of them all.
The sad thing is I've still got 20k. That's how much I tweet. Okay, yeah, I'm going to take Mane, I think, and just hope that either him or Salah absolutely, both of them preferably, absolutely kill it first game week. Okay. Yeah, so that's my 2 Liverpool players. Can't have any more. I mean, I figure that I'm probably not going to want one of their defenders, so going for the double up in attack.
Yeah, that's fair enough. That's kind of one of the more extreme versions of our decision tree, but we have accounted for this. Okay. So my pick is, well, obviously it would have been. This isn't my pick. Would have been Coutinho if all of the stuff wasn't flying around. I'm going to go for Pedro.
Yeah, nice.
Pedro, Burnley, 8.0. I've got him actually in my team. I think he's like a nice little punt, and it's like a nice little calculated risk. Like good game. 8.0, and he's like nailed to start, and he'll play like basically every game, I think, won't he? Looks pretty good in the Charity Shield as well, like quite direct. Like last season, 9 goals and 10 assists, I think it was. That's not bad at all. And against Burnley, like playing as auxiliary forward, that's awesome. So, and also less than 10% owned. So there's my captain. Spoilers.
Yeah, no, that's a nice pick. So I think I'm gonna get in my I'm gonna leave defense just a bit longer. I'm gonna get in my other under 7.5 million attacker, I think. And let me just double check my list really quick. Obviously, I can't have any more forwards now. I'm gonna take Iwobi.
Oh,
yeah. Sorry?
Intriguing. That is intriguing.
Yeah, I'm probably missing someone really obvious. 7 point. I mean, like I said, Zaha was kind of top of my list. But to get two players in attack under 7.5, I think Arsenal are going to do well against Leicester, and I think he's going to play now that Sanchez is out.
Okay.
I'm actually starting to consider him for actual FPL now. So
Yeah, me too. So I've got Ryan Fraser as my fifth midfielder, and banging on about him.
yeah,
Sorry, fourth midfielder at 5.5, and banging on about him for a while. But with Sanchez out, it creates like a little, it creates like maybe a little chink of like the bit of Wobie to find his way into my squad. I just don't know. I just don't know about the long-term viability of that. So after the international break, he's a transfer waiting to happen. Whereas hopefully Ryan Fraser will be one of those who joins the the Josh King, Morales kind of club and graduates from 5.5 with a plum this year. Free scoring team as well, so it could be pretty decent, I guess.
Yeah, I think, like you say, it's a bit of a short-term pick, but for this under 10%, I'm going to risk that he does the business against Leicester.
Okay. So, I've got a choice of two. I think I'm going to go for Wayne Rooney.
Really nice.
I mean, obviously, do not own any Everton players if you can help it, unless you've got some sort of like plan in place to shift them out. But the fixtures are so terrible, aren't they? Like after game week 1, I think they played 3 or 4 of the top 6 in quick succession. It only kind of gets better from game week 6. So against Stoke, I mean, last year I think they were kind of low scoring games, but this year, so the year before that, there was like a 4-3 at Goodison Park. I think I remember like Karku scoring and Arnautovic scoring and Shaqiri scoring. So it could be, it could be quite decent. I think Rooney, again, like Karku, will reintroduce himself in this case rather than introduce himself to the old faithful. So I think we'll go for him, and he obviously fulfills the kind of under 7.5 or 7.5 or under stipulation as well, which is quite nice. So yeah, we're going to take him.
Yeah, I think he's a bit like Zaha. He's great for a 1 weeker for a game like this. Not so much like you say, because of the fixtures, they're just absolutely awful. So yeah, I've been telling everyone to avoid Everton. Actually, one of my mates finally checked their fixtures the other day and just messaged me saying, yeah, I see what you meant, actually. So yeah, I think that's a good pick. I'm going to take a defender now, I think. I'm trying to wonder what kind of formation. Yeah, I'm going to take a defender. I'm basically going to get what I think is the next best Chelsea defender. So that'll be Azpilicueta for me. I think he's going to do all right. I mean, there's rumours that he's going to play, or not rumours, but talk that he might end up playing wing back eventually, and that could be good. I mean, he's obviously not as good as Alonso as a pick, but I think the bonus points is usually pretty good. And if he does get out on that right spot, he can cross the ball in pretty well. So yeah, I'm going to take Azpilicueta, and like you say, probably a clean sheet there.
Okay. So let's take De Gea then. Let's do it.
De Gea, nice.
West Ham at home. They're quite kind of like travel sick, aren't they? West Ham, and you're just kind of hoping that you guys keep it tight, I guess. Is it looking like they kept it tight in pre-season? I don't know.
No, I mean, Matic joined late. I think they looked. Real Madrid game is so hard to call because they're arguably, or maybe not even arguably, the best team in the world. So it was a preseason friendly. Matic looked all right, but we kind of went off the boil so quickly. It's hard to say. But I think long term, you've got to back De Gea and Matic basically for clean sheets. And I think game week 1 is a perfect time. And I don't know, like West Ham, made some okay transfers, but I'm still not sure about them. I just feel like they're maybe still all over the place a bit. So yeah, I think that's a clean sheet waiting to happen. Yeah,
I might actually start with Joe Hart, funnily enough, just for the saves. Like, it's 4.5 keeper. I want saves, and if it's Joe Hart, I think back at Birmingham was pretty good for that sort of thing. So he might be I don't know about the keeper yet, but he's the guy who's currently sitting in my team for better or for worse for some reason. Just one of those, like, if he was 5.0, you wouldn't like be surprised by that, but the 4.5 seemed quite genuine.
Yeah, no, I thought for sure he's going to come out at 5. And I've said on the stream a few times, I don't think he's actually as bad as people probably make out. I think a few very kind of like high-profile blunders for England has not helped his case. I think he's generally a pretty good keeper. I mean, he's not De Gea or Lloris, but yeah, good pick. And yeah, we'll see how it goes. So yeah, you've got De Gea. I'm going to also go Man United because I've just realised I've got none in my team. What the hell's that about? So I'm going to take Valencia. I think it's got to be
good pick.
Yeah, I've given him to you. Jesus, I'll never get used to that. Yeah, so I'm going to take Valencia. I think from an FPL point of view, I'm kind of avoiding him. I think he's maybe a bit overpriced. I was actually surprised by his attacking stats last year. I know Mark thinks that maybe he didn't get as many attacking returns as he should have. From watching him play, I don't know if I agree. I think he's very frustrating from an attacking point of view. But yeah, I think he's good for a clean sheet, and there's potential there for assists. So he's in for me.
So 120 points or something, wasn't it, last year? It wasn't the best. It's kind of one of those things that makes me. I'm only going to have Karku, I think, in my actual team game week 1 from United, just because I want to. I don't know. The defenders all seem a bit like with Lindelof looking like he needs time to settle in. I'm not willing to take the gamble on Phil Jones, frankly.
No, I'm
interested in Bailly because he doesn't offer any attack for 6.0. Like this hasn't scored basically ever. I think thinking about who scored stats. So it just kind of feels like I'm only interested in Valencia or nothing, and that 0.5 extra that I'm spending on Valencia rather than having a class match is needed elsewhere. So yeah, probably. I'm glad I'm covering myself with De Gea at least in this game. So I've got a clean sheet. Yay, if that happens.
Maybe a few saves. You never know.
Yeah. You just never get saves though. That's the problem with having a keeper who's so like that. You're relying on the clean sheets, aren't you, rather than the saves? So the defense is so good. My pick.
Yeah, your pick. Yeah.
My pick. All right. So we're going to go for Van Aanholt.
Nice. Yeah.
We like Van Aanholt. It looks like in Frank de Boer's formation, he's playing as a proper wing back, which is very good for him. Obviously not the best defender in the world at all, but he is the sort of player who can burst into the box and get you a goal. I mean, I'm not with Crystal Palace, and we'll see. I think he's playing for it at the back now, isn't he? So maybe we'll see them tighten up a little bit. But and obviously, if it does a clean sheet, it's going to be outrageous value. But in terms of just hopefully he'll get me a goal or pass it to Zaha, who will then score, or Zaha will fall over and then Van Aanholt pick up and score. The attacking stats are very, very difficult to argue, especially with no Trippier, who would have been obviously my pick if he was there.
Yeah, no, I actually want to go for him for my actual FPL team. I'm just too worried that what's his name's going to come in, Schlupp. So I don't know. Schlupp seemed to start preseason, and Van Aanholt's taken over since then. So yeah, for a pick for this, I think it's great, and he may be in my actual team, but I think by the time we get around there, I'll probably be put off that. But we'll see. We'll see. No, it's getting tricky now. Only a few more picks left, and I need a 5 million defender. I figure I should pick now. I think I'm going to leave the midfielder slot for one more go. Who do I want? Do I want Daniels? Do I want Southampton cover? I feel like I want Southampton cover, and I feel I'm going to Daniels or Southampton. Getting tricky. This is where I should have. This is where I should have given it way more thought. West Brom, yeah. I'm going to go with Southampton and hope that the kind of player that everyone's bigging up right now, Tom Carroll, just can't produce anything. Like we said on the Scoutcast tonight, he's not scored too many goals in his career, so fingers crossed. So yeah, I'm going to go for a Southampton defender, 5 million to cover that off, and I think I'm going to go for Stevens. I like Stevens. I think a bit of goal threat bonus. I think he's probably good to start at the start of the season, so he's going to be my pick.
All right, and then we'll do Yoshi then the other half, just for fun, I suppose. I think we kind of just thought he's shown a bit of threat in pre-season. I think he scored a goal, so obviously we all got him in for about 5 minutes and then got rid of him again. Yeah, why not? I think we want Southampton pick. I mean, obviously people probably screaming Cedric right now, but might as well have some lols. Yoshi gives me lols because it reminds me of a dinosaur.
Exactly, Mario's best friend. So how many picks are on that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's it, and it's 10. No, sorry, it's not it. There's one more for you. I might as well leave goalkeepers because you can't take any more of them. So who do I have? So I could have another Spurs guy. Could have another Man United player, Mkhitaryan. Good thing about Mkhitaryan, I shouldn't. You probably already realised he's also under 10% ownership. So I could captain him instead of Gabbiadini. Mkhitaryan, or there's obviously the Spurs guys. I'd love another Man City attacker, but I think once you get past De Bruyne in midfield, it gets a bit tricky.
Yeah, I mean you got Sana, but like didn't he look like he was being played at like right wing back or something?
Yeah, I think it was left maybe, but either way, it was one side. Yeah, wing back. You just don't really want him.
Yeah, some sort of Pep Guardiola false number 3 kind of thing going on.
Okay, I think William too. I think I'm just gonna back Spurs instead of Mkhitaryan, and take Dele Alli. Obviously scored loads of goals last year. Hoping you're going to take that. I know it's a bit risky because it's an away game, but it is Newcastle, so I'm kind of hopeful that goes through. Okay.
Yeah.
So your last pick. I don't think you've got to meet any criteria at this point. So any midfielder you want, really.
To see the chat, he looks like Yoshida. Oh, Bant. Right, I'm going to final pick. Well, we can't obviously go without any Spurs, so decision tree hasn't allowed for this. We're going to go. We'll go for Eriksen. Just the ball retention stats and the kind of creative stats are always incredible for Eriksen. He wipes the floor with Ali, actually, statistically. It's just that Ali gets more goals. But if Eriksen, there's a case that Eriksen got unlucky. There's a case to say that if Eriksen does do something, he's more likely to get bonus than Ali is. I mean, Ali's bonus last year was quite low. It was like 17. Eriksen was like 30 because of just how good he is on the ball and how good he is at keeping the ball, more importantly. Doesn't really, do anything which is looked upon unfavourably by the system. So yeah, we'll go for Eriksen in this case, I think.
Yeah, I think if I was picking for my own team longer term, I'm quite tempted by Eriksen actually, but I think I figure like on a 1 week, hopefully Ali is more likely to explode, but we'll have to wait and see. So yeah, my last pick is a goalkeeper. Very boring last pick. I've got a Chelsea spot, so I'm eyeing up Courtois, to be honest with you. I also got, Southampton. Yeah, I'm just going to take Courtois and double up on Chelsea defence and just hope it's as good as last year. I don't really see a huge reason why it won't be, apart from Matic going. But it is Burnley, and I never really backed Burnley to score. So, I'm going to take Courtois and leave it at that, I think.
Yeah, that's fair enough. You could be looking at a 12 there at least.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, for both of them, yeah, that'd be good. Okay, so we need to pick captains. So obviously it has to be under 10%. So I think you've already made your choice, right?
Yeah, it's Pedro. Vote for Pedro.
Cool. So I can take Gabbiadini, or I think Iwobi. Yeah, Iwobi's under 10%. I'm gonna back Gabbiadini. I know that's really awful, but I know everyone hates him. I'm just gonna go for that. I think he's gonna start. It's a good fixture against Swansea at home. Hopefully Southampton won't be as negative this year. So, yeah, I'm going to take Gabbiadini and hope for the best. And I will have to have my fingers crossed for that, I think. But, yeah, I mean, generally looking at the teams, I think I'm in trouble, if I'm honest. I do – a lot of your picks were ones that I would have picked for, like Lukaku, for example. I think you probably knew that would be my first pick for sure. And, at home is probably a really good option. So, I don't know. I think it's fairly close, but I think I'd happily have your team instead of mine right now. I think you got a few attacking wing backs there and stuff, which could explode on any given week. So yeah, all good. So yeah, I'll keep track of the scores over the weekend, and then tweet out the results. And maybe I'll try and figure out next week what I'm going to do, because I would like to do this a different way, but I don't know if I can. So we'll see, and we'll go through the results, and I'll track them and see how many times I get beaten, and maybe we'll start off with a loss here. But yeah, cheers for coming on. I think we'll probably leave that here for this particular thing. We may stream after this, and we'll talk about that in a minute. Just actually answering questions from the chat rather than doing this. But yeah, I'll tweet out the results. If you want to follow Tom and who got the assist, do you want to tell him your Twitter handle?
Yeah, it's a WGTA_FPL.
Cool. So yeah, give them a follow. Loads of good content from them. All things FPL. But yeah, other than that, let me know in the comments below, or both of us via Twitter, what you thought of this, whether you think it's something we should do every week. I suppose the idea is to do it with someone, nothing against Tom, of course, but someone different every week, just to make it a bit different. And I'm sure maybe Nick will come on next time, or you'll both come on, and beat me again. But yeah, we'll leave it there. Thanks for tuning in. Let us know what you thought about it, and I'll catch you next time.
Cheers.